Hey guys, Happy New Year. God, if I look like crap, ignore that. I'm still in my pajamas. I haven't done anything at all yet. But I just kind of wanted to do a look back at 2010 book-wise. I was looking at my list last night, and I couldn't believe I actually read, what did I read? 110 books. And that includes like volumes of comics and stuff, so I mean those are easier to read than books, but and then if I count in the manga I read, I have like over 200, so I cannot believe how much I actually read this year. So that was exciting. I know this coming year, this year now, will be harder because I have less time at work to read, because I used to be able to read while the kid was taking a nap. But I have a new baby at work, so that means less time to just sit around and read. So I'm going to be doing the 50 book challenge and try to get at least 50 done. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. So I just wanted to look at some of the best books I read this year, some of the worst, although I really haven't read anything that was awful. There were just some that I didn't care for too much. Some of the best ones, the Charlaine Harris series, the Southern Vampire Mysteries, the True Blood books. Probably my favorite series I'm reading or did read. If you haven't read those yet, they're amazing. You need to read them. And watch True Blood, actually. They're similar enough where if you like one, you'll probably like the other, but then they're different enough where you don't know everything that's going to happen. And so, because if you know everything that's going to happen, why read one if you're watching it, or why watch one if you're reading it? But there's just enough to keep both interesting. I Am Jackie Chan by Jackie Chan, my favorite autobiography I've ever read. I have a review on it coming up as soon as I feel like posting it. Pirate Latitudes by Michael Crichton. I loved. I know a lot of people either didn't like it or just thought it was okay, but I love pirates anyway. And that one was just about this like pirate adventure, and this, I can't remember the guy's name, the main character's name. I read it a while ago. But like invading this other island, and it's just like this whole pirate adventure, and I liked it a lot. I thought it was worth reading. Shit My Dad Says. Oh my god, by Justin Halpern. Hilarious. I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, and then he has that show, they made a show out of it, but the book is so funny. Oh my god. I was like crying. It's hilarious, and it's so easy to read because it's just little like bits. Oh, you need to read it. It's like the funniest thing I've read in a while. The Tapestry series by Henry H. Neff is a young adult juvenile series. Is it The Tapestry or The Hound of Rowan? I always get them confused. There are a whole bunch of like titles. One's the title, one's like the series, and one's like the title of the book. I can't remember. But it's either The Tapestry or The Hound of Rowan series. And it's similar to Harry Potter. There are a lot of similarities, and it's like about a school and this boy who finds out he has powers, but it's really good anyway. So I mean, if you like Harry Potter, you should like this too. Just try not to take the similarities too seriously. And the Vampire Diary series. I like the show a lot, but the books are fantastic by L.J. Smith. I think the books are way better than the show, even though I like the show, but the books are way better. And I love Damon. I love Damon so much. He's amazing. So yes, I love that series. I'm waiting for more to come out. Can't wait. And then finally, Turning Japanese by Kathy Yardley. I just picked that one up randomly while I was in the library. And it's about a woman who wants to be a manga artist, and she wins a contest here in America that will send her to work for a manga company in Japan. And when she gets there, she finds out that it's not really serious. Like, they don't want her to work there. It's just a publicity thing. But then she really struggles to find a place and show them that she can do it and wants to work there. And it's amazing. It makes you want to move there, and like, it's great. And then the worst, like I said, there's none that I really disliked. There's some that weren't that great. One was I Kissed a Zombie and I Liked It by Adam Selzer. And it's just a young adult romance kind of thing, but in there are zombies. Like a company like Walmart, or whatever they called it, but it was basically Walmart, made zombies to work in their like stock rooms, and then people found out, and there was this big thing to free the zombies. And so if they keep drinking formaldehyde, I think it is, or something, they can stay alive and kind of function. So this girl starts dating this guy who's a zombie, but she doesn't know no one knows he's a zombie. How does that even happen? And really the main reason I didn't like the book was she was always talking about how when she would kiss him, there was a weird taste, but she grew to like it. And then you find out that she's tasting formaldehyde in his mouth. And that is, I just found that disgusting. Like, no. I don't think tasting formaldehyde while kissing somebody is ever going to be a turn on. No. And then the Hatter M comics. I think I only read 2 volumes. I don't know if there's more. But I was really excited about that because it's about Alice in Wonderland and the Mad Hatter, and it's kind of in a dark, gothy style. So I was really excited because I like that kind of thing. But it was okay, but it really just didn't live up to what I thought it was going to be. And it's kind of like a different take on it. So, I mean, if you're into Alice in Wonderland and comics and that kind of thing, it's probably worth reading. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. And finally, the Vampire Kisses series, which I can't even put under my worst, because I like them a lot. And I've read all of them up till, you know, the most current one. They're just not great. Like, they're okay. There's nothing fantastic about them. There's nothing, like, spectacular. They're just mediocre, I guess. But I'll read them anyway. I mean, they're good enough to keep going, and if you have nothing else to do. So if you like vampires and romances and teen books, it's worth reading, I guess. Oh, another one of my favorites that I forgot, is The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. I am obsessed with those. They're not kids books, but they're, you know, juvenile books. And it's about this rich crazy guy named Mr. Benedict, who recruits 4, I think there are 4 of them, 4 like super smart kids for the Mysterious Benedict Society, and they have to fight this evil guy. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But they have to fight this evil guy, and like just how smart they are is really interesting, and you learn all kind of like cool stuff. Like they always talk about, you know, there are like clues and codes you have to figure out, like there's Morse code in there that they have to figure out, and different like puzzles. And then you feel stupid because all the kids in the book get them, but it's like really hard to figure out, and I didn't get most of them. But I can't wait for more of those to come out. There are 3 of them so far, and there needs to be more. Like right now, I check like every month to see if there's a new one coming out. And then, like I said, I read a bunch of comics. I read a whole bunch of Exiles, which is like the Marvel superheroes. A couple of the Marvel superheroes get taken out of time and made into this team of exiles where they have to go through different worlds and different dimensions and fix things. It's kind of strange, and I don't really know a lot about the superheroes, but I liked it a lot. I loved Morph. He was my favorite. And then Blink was cool. And I mean, it's interesting because they change team members a lot. People either die or get taken back to their own worlds, and new people come in, which sucks if it's someone that you like. But if it's someone that you don't like, it's cool to get like new people and new perspectives. And then Fables by Bill Willingham is probably one of my favorite comic series, and it's all the fairy tale fable characters living in this fable town that's hidden in New York, and that's really cool. It's nice seeing how some of them are evil and some of them are kind of how you thought they'd be, and they have different personalities than in the fairy tales. It's just a really interesting take on it, and a friend got me hooked on it, and I just love it. Then I started Lucifer, the Lucifer series. Oh, I didn't write down who does it. I can't remember who does it. But, you know, it's like Lucifer Morningstar from the Sandman series, and he gets his own series. I only read 3 volumes so far. I don't know why I keep forgetting to get more, but I'm enjoying that so far. I loved him in Sandman. He was one of my favorite characters. So, yeah, I need to continue on with that series, because it's good so far. And then, I've been loving the Marvel zombies. I've been on a zombie kick recently, I don't know why. And then, of course, the Marvel superheroes are always awesome. I feel like I keep scratching my head. Do I? I need to stop. If I don't have a book to hold, I feel very fidgety. But so the Marvel zombies are really cool so far. I've read a lot of those. I couldn't believe how many comics I'd read. Like, I still think I'm real new at it, and I am, compared to, like, comic people. But, like, I was adding everything. I'm on Library Thing right now, or I was on Library Thing instead of Goodreads. So I've been trying to move all my books and add it to Goodreads. And I have so many comics. A lot of Wolverine. I've read pretty much everything Wolverine I can get my hands on. And now I've been reading Marvel Zombies and Exiles. So that's most of it. And some Catwoman and Joker stuff. So I'm getting there. I'm learning. But it's just so hard. Like, what order they go in? It's hard. Like, they have spin-offs and series go here and there. And it's just, I've given up trying to read them in order. And I just read whatever I find at the library. And that was pretty much it for my 2010 books. I did pretty good. I was impressed with myself. And I don't really keep a list of books I'm going to read. I usually just kind of pick up things as I go along. I need to read some of the stuff I've bought around here, though. I buy stuff at book sales, and then they just sit here, and I get library books to read instead, which makes no sense. But I want to read some of the books I have here. I just bought a bunch of books at Joseph Beth was going out of business and had an 80% off sale. And so I have like 5 or 6 books from there. I'll probably do a haul video on it in a little bit. So I want to read those. And then I always have a list of books I want to get on my computer somewhere. So I will go through that list and buy some stuff or rent some stuff and hopefully get reading. I really need to dedicate more time to reading. I spend too much time on the computer when I could be reading. Not to ramble. Anyway, so I guess that's it. I would love to see you guys, what you've read, what you're going to read, how your year was. Yeah, Happy New Year. See you guys later.